Hello everyone and welcome back. My name is Mr. Koval, and in this video I'm going to go over how to define standard states and standard entropy changes. So we talked about standard states before when we talked about enthalpy changes, and so let's revisit and remind ourselves, what do we mean by a standard state? Well, the definitions of a standard state we're going to apply to the different states, for example, gases, solids, liquids, and aqueous solutions. So for a gas, a standard state for something that's a gas is going to be the pure gas at a pressure of exactly 1 atmosphere. That would be the standard state of a gas. So if you have a gas that's not pure, or if it's not exactly at 1 atmosphere, then it's not in its standard state. So that's the definition of the standard state for a gas. For a liquid or a solid, for that liquid or solid to be in the standard state, it has to be the pure substance in its most stable form. So, for example, you have diamond and you have graphite for carbon, right? So, the most stable form of carbon is going to be the graphite form, not the diamond form. So, if you have carbon as part of your reaction, then if you're using diamond, that would not be the standard state of carbon. It would have to be graphite. So that would just be an example of a substance that's in its most stable form. And again, it has to be a pressure of 1 atmosphere and at the temperature of interest, which is often taken to be 25 degrees Celsius. For a substance in solution, the standard state is going to be 1 molar of concentration. So the concentration has to be at 1 molar to be its standard state. So if you've got 2 molar or 0.5 molar or anything other than 1 molar, that would not be in its standard state. Okay, so what about this idea of standard entropy changes? What is a standard entropy change? Well, let's go back to when we were talking about enthalpy change, right? So, standard enthalpy change, remember, enthalpy change is the change in the heat of the reaction. Is it exothermic or endothermic? Is it giving off heat? Is it absorbing heat? So standard enthalpy change for a reaction, which is in this delta H. So if we're talking about the reaction, then Rxn is reaction, and this little circle up there that kind of looks like your degrees sign, that means standard. So whenever you see that, that's a standard of the change. So this is not just merely enthalpy change, but it's the standard enthalpy change for what? The reaction. That's standard enthalpy change of the reaction is the change in enthalpy for a process in which all the reactants and products are in their standard states. That's the definition of a standard enthalpy change for a reaction. The standard entropy change for the reaction is exactly the same definition, except it's talking about entropy. So the standard entropy change for a reaction, which is delta S with the circle and reaction. So again, the circle means standard. So the standard entropy change for a reaction is the change in entropy for a process in which all the reactants and products are in their standard states. Okay, so that's what it means to be a standard entropy change for a reaction. And so, since entropy is a state function, remember, a state function is a function that does not depend on how you got to your end, right? All it depends on is the beginning state and the ending state, not anything in between, right? So, since that's the case, you can find the entropy change of a reaction, the standard entropy change of a reaction, by measuring the entropies, the standard entropies of the products, and subtracting the standard entropy of the reactants. And then that'll give you the standard entropy change. But then the question is, well, how do you find the entropy, the standard entropies for your products and reactants? Well, that'll be the topic of my next video. So that's it for this one. I hope you enjoyed this video. If this was helpful in any way, please make sure you like the video right there. Hit that like button, smash it. Also, subscribe to my channel, hit that notification bell right up there somewhere, right there. Also, make a comment, put the comment in the comment section down below. That's where the comment section is. Let me know what you think and if you've got any questions. Thanks for joining me. Have a great day.